All right, all right, all right, all right. Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, please do drop a 111 in the chat. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, please do drop a 111 in the chat. Let me know. All right, all right, all right, all right. I see those ones. I see those ones. I see those ones. Great grand rising to the royal family, Unc and Ma'at. I am your host today, Mark with a C. Blake. I am your humble servant trader here at Profits Before Sunrise, where we take only the highest probability trade ideas, executing them with discipline, patience, and consistency. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us for the very first time here on YouTube, I want to say welcome, 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 welcome. Please do feel free to subscribe to the channel, and you can also visit us every single Wednesday where we go live at 5 a.m. Jamaica time, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we dive into binary trading. Binary trading, ladies and gentlemen, is another style of trading besides the one that everyone knows, which is leverage, options trading. Here we deal with time versus position. Okay, so we're gonna dive into our strategy right away without any delay. I have my team here on the call on Zoom. Hey guys, want everyone to know right off the bat that trading involves risk. Okay, past results do not guarantee future results. The information that's going to be shared here should be used for educational purposes and should not be taken as financial advice. Trade at your own risk. Okay? All right. We start off our session each and every single day. Hey guys, and want everyone to know right off the bat that trading involves risk. Okay? Past results do not guarantee future. What the what? Okay. I was getting some loop back there. Okay. Let's see here. We need to go to share. All right. So we kickstart our session by looking at forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com is part of our analysis. This part is for the fundamentals of the market. The fundamentals of the market, meaning we look at various news events to see how it could potentially affect our trading experience. When we get into a trade, we are hoping that the price will move in a particular direction, either up or down. Sometimes it's moving sideways, which is not cool, but it happens most of the time. I would say the market is probably moving sideways more often than it is trending. So our experience today is going to be analyzing the fundamentals and also analyzing the technicals. And if you're ready to go with us on that journey, let us dive in. So today being the 18th of September, Wednesday, I'm going to be scrolling to Wednesday, which is September the 18th. And what we're doing here is we're looking to see if there are any red folders that might affect us. Red folders are high impact news events, and it shows you which currencies it will affect and what time. So at 1 o'clock a.m., GBP will have CPI, the red folder. If you want to know more, click on the folder over here and open up the details and it will tell you more. CPI, as you guys can see, is right here, Consumer Price Index actually. Consumer prices account for a majority of overall inflation. Inflation is important to currency valuation because rising prices lead the central bank to raise interest rates out of respect for their inflation containment mandate. So not only will you learn a lot about the economics of the thing, you're going to be able to get factual information as to how news events will affect price. Simple. So as I scan through this, I'm seeing that there is nothing to affect us. I don't see any news to affect us right now. So we're going to switch gears into the next thing that we analyze, which is the currency strength meter. Okay. You still can't hear me, Sean? Can you hear me? You should be able to hear me.
No, that was
I'm good.
That was earlier. Okay. All right, cool. I see the ones, guys. So the currency strength meter now, guys, is another vital tool. It helps us identify whether the market's moving up with momentum. How strong is the move? Because that matters. So when we're looking at a currency with a lot of green bars, that's telling us that that currency is strong. So AUD and GBP and NZD are the strongest of the bunch right now. Unfortunately, we don't trade NZD, but we do trade AUD and GBP. When we pair them up, we want to pair them up with a currency that is low in strength so we can get the momentum. So for example, USD is very weak. We can pair AUD, USD. That's going to give us movement to the upside. With the AUD being strong, the favorable move is going up. So we're going to look at AUD, USD. We're also going to look at GBPUSD. Another favorable move to the upside because GBP is strong and USD would be weak. Is that making sense? So that should be going up. If the first currency is stronger than the second currency, you should be going up in the market. But if the second currency is stronger than the first currency, you should be going down in the market, such as USDJPY. See, JPY is stronger than the USD, and the currency pair is USDJPY. You see. So USD is weak in this case, while JPY is strong. So you should be going down. I hope you guys get it. So what are the currencies that we normally trade? We trade AUD, GBP, Euro, JPY, and USD. When you pair them up, you get about 6 to 7 pairs. Okay? So let's start our analysis off with looking at AUD, USD. Actually, GBP is stronger. So let's look at GBP, USD to kickstart our trading analysis this morning. And the program that we're going to use to do that is TradingView. TradingView.com. Ooh, I was supposed to send you that link, Simone. I will send it to you today. TradingView.com. I'll drop a link in the description below so that you guys can know the program that we're talking about. TradingView.com, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely a phenomenal product. I saw a clip yesterday where there was this meme. The guys were walking past different icons. You know the icons. You have the Instagram icon. You have the whatever icons, right? And the guy was walking past and he walked up to an icon and he moved it aside, and he walked up to the next icon and then he moved it aside, and then the last icon was the TradingView icon, and he was like, yeah. It was funny. Well, that's how I feel about TradingView, guys. It is the only app or the only icon that I really and truly care about. All right, TradingView. So you can analyze any currency, any underlying asset, any precious metal. You can analyze crypto. You can analyze literally anything on TradingView. You just simply have to put in the assets and go to work. All right. So today what we're going to be focusing on is, why is this not loading now? All right, let's go to this until it's ready. We're going to be looking at GBPUSD. Do I have it over here? No. Come on. All right, so I'll show you how to add it by coming here and just type in GBPUSD. You see you have stocks, futures, Forex, crypto indices, what have you. Just click on the plus sign and it will add it. And you have different brokers as well. So we're looking at GBPUSD. Now this might look a little bit confusing for you guys. So I'm going to turn off a bunch of my indicators that I have here. So you see the raw data from the candlestick. There you go. Okay. GBPUSD. Now remember we were talking about how bullish GBPUSD should be. Look at that. Look at that. From about, what's that? 1 o'clock a.m. It's just been pushing. And the last push it just made, we kind of missed it. Man, I got to the market pretty late. It's 5:18. The last push it made was from this high. It came back down, tested it. RSI touched the floor where we like it, and it pushed up nicely. So we just missed it. If we had come earlier and caught this trade as it was coming back down, we would have prepared ourselves to take it back up. So from here to take it back up for only 3 minutes. Okay, only 3 minutes. And by the looks of things, we should have cleared. Well, not should have. Let's look at it because we are talking about the strategy, right? So the time that we would have entered the market would have been 5:15. Time now is 5:19. Therefore, 5:15, we would have entered the market right here on this candlestick. We just missed it. We would have entered the trade on that candlestick. We would have been in it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We would have cleared. Each candlestick here represents 1 minute. Each candlestick over here represents 5 minutes. You can choose, you can select which time frame you want to analyze the market on. You can actually just select it. Okay. My profits before sunrise is just not loading for some reason. I wonder why. All right, so let's go ahead and just change it over here. So I have different layouts, guys, the different tools for different sessions. We have multiple sessions here. We have profits before sunrise. We have profits after dark. We have the waltz. We have the JMO 60. I mean, we have different trading strategies here, and you can actually save your layout for each one of those strategies. Save your layouts, meaning your indicators, everything can just, the watch list, meaning the pairs that you watch, everything can be saved. All right. So we were looking at GBPUSD and we just marked that up. We're looking for all my notes from last night's profits after dark class. All right, I'm not gonna delete that right now. Okay, so here we are. We already got the bounce to the upside that we were looking for. This was the last high, okay? And we got the bounce. All right, great, wonderful. Next up, the next up would be AUDUSD. Let's have a look, see. So AUDUSD, as you guys can see, is also pushing up, right? Remember I said if the first currency is strong and then the second you're going up. Well, AUD is significantly strong today. So you can see how it's just pushing in the upward direction. If it is, guys, that you want to learn more about what we do here, we have a mentorship program. And this mentorship program is designed to take you from the very very basic all the way up to the advanced. Okay, from basic all the way up to the advanced. If you know nothing about trading, that's what we like, because it means that there are less things that we need to erase or try to correct as you get ready to learn the way we trade. All right, but that's not to say if you have prior or previous knowledge, you can't come and perfect your skill here. We have a community of traders who are ready to help, ready to trade with you. And we have a community of students who, trust me, they are really, really doing well. Really appreciate each and every single one of them for all the work that they've been doing. All right, really focus. Really focus. Love it. So this RSI, guys, we need to wait. Based on our strategy, we need to wait for price to come back down to or 30% line on the RSI to then give us the movement back up. Because what we've found is a pattern, right? And I didn't create this pattern. I created a strategy around the pattern, but I didn't create this pattern. This pattern has been repeating itself in the market for decades, right? It's known as the break and the retest. Look, I'll show you. For this trend, as price started to push up, look at this phenomenon. Look at this. Price made a high here. It broke through. It went to another high here. And then after creating this high, what did it do? It came back down, tested that recent high. We call it a ceiling and a floor, right? So it retested that ceiling, which is now a floor, and then pushed up. Well, look, this ceiling was also broken, created a new ceiling, right? And then what did it do? It came back down again, tested, and then pushed up. So if you're looking for a buy, each one of these presents an opportunity for you to take the market off. So if we created another high and we just broke through it, then chances are, if the pattern continues, we should see it come back down to go up. That's where we strike. Go figure. Strike price. That's where the entry price is. That's where you strike and you take it up for the buy. And in our case, 3 minutes. Okay? All right, wonderful. Now let's look at another currency, shall we? Let's look at, let me go back over to my currency strength meter and see what else we can look at. So we just look at AUDUSD. We looked at GBPUSD. Let us now look at USDJPY, because USDJPY should be going down. Let's switch it up a little. Go figure, we're going down, right? So this one looks a bit funky, right? The candlestick wicks are long, some of the bodies are long. It's just really looking volatile. Well, guess what? We love volatility. But what we like is volatility that is somewhat predictable. See, volatility is just how rapid and how much the market moves. Predictability now is seeing the pattern structure nicely done. This pattern structure is not so nicely done. It's kind of all over the place. So price pushed down, then it went back up. It pushed back down, then it went back up. It pushed back down, then it went back up. Where was the last push down? Well, the last push down is right here. And guys, we have a little tool that you can actually add, right? And I'm going to add it for the very first time here. I'm going to show you guys on YouTube. I don't normally go through this. The zigzag, right? Zigzag is a popular indicator that is used to help you identify the highs and the lows in the market. So as I just identified here, guys, you have a higher high, then you have a higher low. You have a lower high, then you have a lower low. You have a lower high, then you have a lower low. You have a ceiling, you have a floor. You have a ceiling, you have a floor, right? You have a ceiling, you have a floor. You guys get the picture. So when I'm talking about break and retest, I'm talking about breaking one of these lower lows, to come back up to it. So where was the last lower low? The last lower low, ladies and gentlemen, was right here. So this one is being created right now, but this was the last one. So if we're going to get some sort of a movement, yes, price would need to break through this area, creating another lower low, and then coming back up to then go down. That's where we strike when it comes back up. And to add a little bit more sweetness to that, we have indicators that will help us identify when it's the perfect time to strike, such as the RSI, otherwise known as the Relative Strength Index. That's the proper name for it. And we don't need to sit here, watch paint dry, or watch the candlesticks print. We can just add an alert so that when the price is back up to our ideal spot, we'll be alerted and we can come back to it. And that's what we just did for USDJPY. Isn't that quite simple, guys? Very, very simple. Does it work all the time? Works most of the time, but it doesn't work all the time. And that is where your mind now needs to activate and ensure that you do not take any L's, any lessons to heart, to the point where you're going to lose control of your trading ability for profitability. We just don't want you to throw money away don't throw your money away because you lost the trade. Don't do that. Don't get heated. Don't get anxious. Don't get greedy. Don't revenge trade. That's the downfall of so many traders. They typically lose a trade and then they go into the market trying to make it back. You can't make it back, guys. The market already took it and it's gone. All you can do is get better. Don't go for revenge. Get better. Okay? So the next thing that we want to look at would be, we can look at EURJPY. Now, EURJPY should be selling. I'm going to go ahead and refresh my currency strength meter. Yeah, so EURJPY should be selling. So let's just swing on over to EURJPY now and see what she's doing, shall we? So you guys can see EURJPY. Let me move the 1 minute for a second so you have a nice full-blown picture. So a lot of times people get confused with the market's movement. Is it up or is it down? I simply don't know. Well, what we have done is to add an indicator known as the exponential moving average, otherwise known as EMA. And this EMA will help us determine if the market is buying or selling. Should we be buying or selling? Because you guys know that's one of the hardest things for traders to come up with, the bias of buying or selling. There's so many different strategies on whether the market is buying or selling. Well, currently right now, as you can see, the price is making higher highs and higher lows right here. But then it stopped. And it started to go what we call sideways. So you heard me speak earlier that the market can go up, it can go down, or it can go sideways. Well, this is that sideways time. It's called consolidation. Some people call it accumulation. This is where the market is moving sideways. It's not trending up, it's not trending down. And in these scenarios, I usually tell people, when in doubt, stay out. When in doubt, stay out. Now, we have little strategies to trade it, but if you are uncomfortable trading it, don't trade it. See, the last higher low right here, if you draw this rectangular extended box, you're going to see that it came down here, got rejected, went back up. Came back down, got rejected, went back up. See that? You're also going to recognize that there is a lower high here. And you're going to see that it went up there, it came back down. It went up there, it came back down. It's moving sideways. So one can only assume that it will continue to do that until it's ready to not do that anymore. It's going to keep on going like this. There, up to there, back down to here, back up to here, back down to there. And it just keeps on doing that until it's time to break out. Now, it can break out in either direction now. It could break out to the downside, retest, and head back down. Or it can break out to the upside, retest, and head back up. Which one will it be? I don't know. I don't know. But what I can assume is that because the price is pushing to the upside and then it went into consolidation, that is going to push back up to the upside unless something changes in the market. It had to cool off. See, after this big push, it cools off, then it continues to push again. That's the assumption. But what if the Japanese yen got so much more stronger than the US dollar that instead of its continuation to the upside, it starts to sell? That might be the case here. It may just start to sell because the Japanese yen is indeed stronger than the US dollar. But remember I said we use this little thing to identify the trend? Well, there is a green EMA that is telling us we should be in buying mode because we're above it. You see, if we are below it, it's red, which means you should be in selling mode as we were here. You see, we should be looking for sells here. We should be looking for buys here. Why am I bringing this up? Because this is where you now have a conflict. You have a conflict. Are we going up or are we going down? Currency strength meter is saying we should be going down. Market is saying we should be going up. We're actually in a consolidation. You have multiple different signals, whether you're going up or down. I'm just highlighting them for you guys so you can learn. Guess what? When in doubt, stay out. Okay? So EURJPY right now is setting up for a buy at 8:30. 8:35 candle should close bullish. If it does, then it's buying. It just closed bullish. So you could be moving back up from here, going back up to the ceiling. Okay? But again, when in doubt, stay out because you have conflicting views. All right? So that's EURJPY. Let's look to see what else we could potentially trade today. Time now is 5:35. So we looked at GBPUSD. Should be buying. We have our flag set for that. We have AUDUSD should be buying. We have our flag set for that. We have USDJPY, which should be selling. We have our flag set for that. We have EURJPY, which I'm going to label as blue because you don't know what it wants to do. You have AUDJPY next, which on the currency strength meter, it's neck and neck. Another example of the market moving sideways. Anytime the strengths of the currencies are equal, it usually means that we're moving sideways. Here is AUDJPY. Are we moving sideways? I know, guys, it's like a light bulb. The currency strength meter helps us to identify the direction. Are we going up, down, or sideways? Currently, you can see we're moving sideways. However, we are above the moving average, which is telling us we're in buy mode. We're in buy mode. So if we're in buy mode and the currency strengths are equal, then guess what? I'm going to favor a buy because we're in buy mode. It's just simple. It's logical. It might not make sense to you. It makes sense to me. I hope it does to everyone else. But if you're new and it makes no sense to you, I understand. That's why we have our mentorship program here designed to help you learn more about this market, these markets. But here's the floor. This is the floor the lowest floor that has yet to be broken. So if I'm going to be looking to take a trade, I want to take it off this area and take it back up. Okay, that might not happen for now. I want to show you guys another area that is of concern to me because I see that price is respecting it as a floor as well. This is the ceiling. I'm just going to use these dotted lines as to not put a lot of rectangles on. You notice between these dotted lines, price came back down right here. Actually, I'll just draw the rectangle. It's not that bad. Right there. See? That's a high. Price broke slightly above it, and then it came back down again. Then it broke back out again, and it came back down again. But this time, it stayed in it for some time, and then it broke back out again. Does that make sense, guys? So these areas, what we call zones, reversal zones, are significant points of interest where the market will do this, that, and the third. Don't know if it wants to break through or respect it, but it's going to do something there. Okay. So where is the next area for price to actually interact with? This would be the high that it's coming to next. You turn your zigzag on, guys, and again, it will help you identify these things. See? Price pushed from the floor, came back down, respected it in this area, pushed back out again. Good. So if we are going to take a position, it would have to be us waiting for price to break out of that next structure, retesting it, and then going for the buy again. And the truth is, I don't see that buy going very far because we also have another high to contend with right here. So it might push up to this area, then fail to break out, and then fall again. That's all I'm saying. Now, I don't have time to watch the candlesticks print, so I'm just going to set my alert on the RSI for a buy. So I'm favoring a buy when the price comes back down to here. So let me take a second to explain the RSI and how we use it, since I'm talking about setting alerts on it and this, that, and the other thing. Watch this. Every time the price comes down to this green line, notice it moves back up. Look at the coordinated place on the market. Look at the corresponding place. Look, see how price comes down, and then when it gets there, it pushes up. It comes down to the RSI here, then it pushes up. Yes, that is known as being overbought or oversold. In this scenario, trying to buy, it's being oversold. Once you're below the green line, you're oversold, and therefore you're looking for the market to shift back up again. Every time it goes down, look, shift to the upside. See that? Let's go to another area. Right here. See how it went below the green line and it shifts back up again. So if you're looking for the shift up, why not just wait for those areas when it goes below that green line and then just look for your trade? It's simple, guys. I don't see why we don't just do that for every trade. Well, that's what we do. That's why we take high probability trade ideas. There is no trade taken unless we have a plan for that trade. And the plan here is to wait for that to happen. Simple. So AUDJPY, in my assumption, should be moving to the upside. So that's going to be green. The next currency pair that we can look at is GBPJPY, which is also moving sideways. Before we do that, let's look at EURUSD, because EURUSD is showing where euro is stronger than the US dollar. So let's look at that. All right, wonderful. We do have a red arrow on euro. Let me refresh. What does that mean? It means that the euro is losing strength. Okay. I already have a zone up here, which is a good spot. because this was the last high. I'll turn on my zigzag for you to see. Boom. So that's the last higher high. Price broke out, came back, retested. You got your move to the upside. Well, it's still trending down, so we may still have a potential trade lining up. I'll set my alert and see if it comes back down, but it has already left. So based on what I have shown you guys, where is the next move? That's right. I didn't hear anybody answer, but I heard it in my head. The higher high would be your last high. So would that not be the ceiling that we must take out so that we can take another position? The price came down, retested that last area. We now must make our way above that area to then come back down to that area to then strike for the buy going back up. You see. So we're looking for a break of structure, a break of our structure. Note the words I'm using, guys. Write those words down. The break of structure and the retest of said structure to then take the market up. So I hope you guys have been taking notes as we go along, copious notes, because we all know the faintest ink is better than the sharpest mind. Yes, we do have the technology where we can go back and rewatch this, but there's something very special that happens when the mind and the brain is connected to the pen and the paper. Something of kind of a lost art in these days, if you ask me, in my humblest opinion. So EURUSD should be buying. And then lastly, GBPJPY. So GBPJPY also is neck and neck on our currency strength meter, but it is also above the moving average, which indicates that we could potentially be buying. And you guys can see we're making equal higher highs and a slightly higher low. All right, so USDJPY is telling us there's a potential trade on the horizon. Let's go check it out. Time now is 5:45. USDJPY. All right, so we're now touching our alert, and our alert is telling us that there's a potential sell opportunity for USDJPY. As you guys can see, it's trending down and down and down and down and down. All right, so right now it is 5:45. I'm gonna switch on over and give you guys an example of a potential trade idea. All right, so let's see right here. We have a convincing candle on USDJPY. 3 minutes would be set on the clock, and you'll be going in now. If you had a convincing candle right here, if this was a convincing candle, you'd have been going in for the sell. Now, is this convincing? Not really, because it has what we call a doji. Some people might take it as a convincing candle, and whether it's green or red, it doesn't matter when it's a doji. What's a doji? A doji is an indecision candle. It means that the buyers and sellers are somewhat indecisive of whether they want to buy or sell. So it closes where it opened. That's a whole nother class, guys, where we break down the anatomy of the candlestick. What exactly is a candlestick? We have a spike to the upside, and we have a spike to the downside. Those represents the wick. And then you have the long green thing that represents the body. If the body is green, it would indicate a buy. If the body is red, it would indicate a sell, simply because there's an open and a closed price for that time frame. If the price opens here and closes here, it's green. If the price opens here and closes below, it's red. You see. So on my broker, this candlestick was red. Okay, I'll show you guys in a minute. This candlestick was red. So I executed. So how is this so late? Why are we just getting the alert? Oh, we're getting the one for EURUSD as well, but the USDJPY one was pretty late. Anyways. So that was a potential setup, guys. I'll show you what I mean. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'm not supposed to do this, but let's just hope YouTube or those guys don't flag me for money stuff, you know. All right, so this is my broker that I was using. Okay, so you guys can see here where this candlestick was red. This candlestick was a doji. I would have entered right here on this. We are going to be ending in 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3. This is the 3rd minute, guys. This is the 3rd minute. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So when this candlestick closes, that would be the final 3 minutes. I entered the trade here, and it's going to end below where I entered, which means that you win the trade. There you go. So that's a win. So we're doing something called a compound. Well, I'm doing a compound challenge where I'm challenging myself to take 30 trades consistently back to back. So now that I've won this trade, I'm going to take that number. I'm going to give you a quick lesson in compounding, guys. This is usually reserved for my mentorship group, but I'm giving you guys this information this morning on YouTube. Please take note how you compound. So if I just took that trade for 9.15 and I made 83% on that 9.15, I made $7.59. Therefore, I'm going to take 9.15. I'm going to add the profit, which is $7.59. And so my next trade is going to be $16.74. When that wins, which is going to be 83% payout, 0.83, you'll make a profit of $13.89. When you make a profit of $13.89, you're going to now increase your investment amount by that amount. So your next trade will be $30.63. Ladies and gentlemen, if you continue to do that and compound, and while you're doing that, you also withdraw money. So you're not just constantly compounding, you want to also withdraw some of your money. When you do that, ladies and gentlemen, what you are doing is not only securing profits, but you are also increasing your ability to profit. I hope that makes sense, because what I just shared with you guys is key. Do not compound. It's the 8th wonder of the world. Those who understand compound interest earn big money. Those who don't pay big money, i.e. credit card companies. They understand compound interest very well. And so when you don't pay off your balance, it now takes your interest and it adds it, and your interest increases, and it, guys, pay off your balances. Or else it's a revolving cycle that you're going to be on, and you're not the one making the money. Let me just say that. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is now 5:51. We took one solid USDJPY trade, right? It did not come down to where we wanted it to, but what it did was to retest the previous high. I did not get the chance to draw it up, but it came back up, retested the previous high, came right to our RSI, kissed it, which is why I got the alert, went over to the 1 minute time frame, we got the doji, which for some people could be a convincing candle, regardless if it's green or red, is showing you indecision. And if you guys don't know about a doji candle, please, please, please go research it. Or join Beyond the Chart. We have a course that is designated just for candlesticks, where we break down the different types of candlesticks. And to join our course, there's going to be a link in the description below if you so desire. The candlesticks tell a story, and it is our job to learn how to read it so we can get the story. Duh. All right. AUDJPY is now ringing the bell as well. Let's go check her out. All right. So AUDJPY was supposed to be a buy. We're now pressing down. Okay. So look at this, guys. We failed to break the high. And this is kind of like the trade we just took, where it failed to go up. So it went back to the original location and then you got to move. Well, AUDJPY is doing something similar here, where it's coming back down to the floor to then push to the upside, possibly. Okay, so price is coming back down to here to potentially push back up. All right, time now is 5:54. So the next possible opportunity will be at 5:55. Which is coming up in 34 seconds. Somebody said, Mark, how do you know it's 34 seconds? Because of the ticker right here. You see in the price chart over here, the price axis. So you know you have price axis and you have the time axis. Time is on the bottom down here, which is telling you our place in time. And then you have the price over here. So if you look right here, you have a little ticker. 3, 2, 1, 5:55 is now here. You just noticed the new candle just started. So if we are going to move up in the market, this is the next candle that we're targeting. And we need to now look to see what it's doing. Is it moving up or is it moving down? What is it doing? Well, we can go specifically to that 1 minute candle right here. On the 1 minute time frame, that's the window right next to the 5 minute time frame. This one. This candlestick is showing red, which means that it opened here at the high, right here at 96.080, and is pushing down. It created a low of 96.070 and is now turning around, right? It's figuring out whether it should go up or down. The 58 is coming right now. If you're taking that trade, you would get in on the closing of this doji candle for it to push up. Guys, this was somewhat a very similar example to the other one, only it was in reverse. You got the doji at the top, which then pushed down. You have the doji at the bottom here, which is now pushing up. You guys see? You guys see how that works? AUDJPY just gave you that turn with the doji for the candlesticks now to shift to the upside. I was trying to teach at the same time right now, so I missed the ability to get into that trade, but I do hope that some of my students took it. Yeah, and I don't even have it on IQ, but it is on Pocket, right? I hope it works out for you guys. But I'm just kind of showing you that the reaction, if you're taking a 1 minute trade, you know, you can do that. We have strategies that cover 1 minute trades as well. You would have cleared that. Okay, you'd have cleared that because your entry here, if you got it on point, you'd have entered there and you would have closed right above it. So if you went for 1 minute, you'd have cleared. If you're in it for 2 minutes, you would be in this candlestick right now, and you would be very patiently waiting for that candlestick to close. Again, here's the counter. The counter is over here, and you can see it counting down 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. So it's counting down the seconds to the closing of this candlestick, which would indicate 2 minutes in the trade. When that candlestick closes, you'll have another candlestick that's going to start right after. That's going to be your 3rd minute. That just closed. So now you have your new candlestick that's starting. This is your 3-minute candlestick. You guys following along? You guys following along? So what you saw today was an absolutely fantastic breakdown of how the market moves, how you can accurately forecast the movement of the market, but then also how you can enter into positions favoring that forecasted move so that you can clear your trade in minutes. We did it on one already for USDJPY. You're going to see the other one here clearing, hopefully, in the next 10 seconds. You would have gotten a good example of how the doji works on both currencies, on USDJPY and now on AUDJPY. Guys, that's a win. That's a clear. I hope my students was able to take that and clear it as well on the AUDJPY, because, ladies and gentlemen, it gave you what you wanted. It followed the rules. And if you followed the rules, you'd have cleared them too. That's our time, guys. It's 5:59. I think this was an amazing session. So much for you guys to learn, so much for you guys to experience. Life as you know it, with regards to making money, has just changed. We're changing the face of the game, guys. We are showing each and every family member out there, old or young, mature or young, I hate using that word, old, that they can do it, retired or still working. Guys, we're finished by 6 o'clock. I'm going to go make breakfast now and take the kids to school. We're done. We're done. But you have another opportunity to trade again with us at 11 a.m. Jamaica time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with none other than a world-class trader, J-Max, otherwise known as Empress, in the zone, on the dance floor, where she actually kills it. Her strategy is fire. And then you can come back later on for leverage with your host. And we're going to be looking at more opportunities to trade in the market in a different style, not binary where you use time, but in leverage we go for pips. And we collect a lot of them. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for stopping by. Please rewatch this over and over and over again so you can learn. Learn, guys. That's the key thing, is to learn. Don't ever be afraid to continue learning. We don't know it all. And we welcome you to learn with us. So, may the divine forces in me greet the divine forces in you. May you all manifest each and every heart's desire. Ashe family, one love. You guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'm going to be swinging on over to look at US 30, which is going to be my next trading session. And I just absolutely love trading US 30 now. It's such an amazing pair once you get to know it. Right? AUD, USD, and AUD, NZD is now letting us know that it's time to move. But we are ready to move and get up on out of here. Again, guys, thank you for joining us. Have an amazing rest of your
Rise, market deceive, chasing dreams, profits before three. Charts and graphs, they got to me. Trading life, it's wild and free. Work and trade, strategy strong. Hear the beat, let's move along. Count the pips, right or wrong. In the market we belong. Profits before sunrise. Set your sights on the prize. With market to see we rise to the top, no surprise. Candlesticks, they tell the tale. Riding waves will never fail. From the red to big prevail. Trading trails, blazing the trail. Tick-tock, the market's hot. Every second means a lot. Mark with a C on the spot. In this race we take the shot. Profits before sunrise. Set your sights on the prize. With Mark with a C we rise to the top, no surprise. Tick-tock, the market's hot. Every second means a lot. Mark with a C on the spot. In this race we take the shot. Profits before sunrise. Set your sights on the prize. With Mark with a C we rise to the top, no surprise. Profits before sunrise. Set your sights on the prize. With Mark with a C